Hi there, how are you? Welcome to my channel. This is Evie of Divine Goddess V6. I hope this finds you well. I want to thank you for all the new subscribers to this channel. It made me so happy. It's validation for me, so thank you. And I want to thank you to the subscribers who have been with me since the beginning. Yes, I'm trying to build this channel and it all helps, and I just want to thank you. All right. I'm about to do a reading through Spirit for Divine Feminine. So, calling all Divine Feminines! This reading is for you. And I typically channel messages for Twin Flame Journey persons. And this will be with that in mind, that journey in mind. Alright, so I'm going to take a small handful of charms and letters. That will be assigned to you to whether this reading is for you or not, okay? So, let me see. What do we have today? Let's see. Oh, I thought I had charm. How weird. Okay, so we have go. You gotta go. You have to go. Make a go. There was something that happened ago that's gonna be making a resurgence. K. Someone named K here. Let's see. S. I will list this on the first comment line. And egg. Someone loves eggs. Something. Someone's pregnant. There's eggs. A fertile situation. Let's see, cuds, sad, someone's hiding their sadness, there's not a lot of women's names here, huh? Or, let's see, Q. This is a cue to do something next. Take cue. Take a cue from the divine. Aggie, is that someone's name? Someone's worried about sagging. Someone's worried about gas. I don't know. Pay your dues. Someone's paying their dues. And, all right, a gig. Someone has a gig or two coming up. That could be a business gig, by the way, not just a music gig. And someone is named Sue. A boy named Sue. Johnny Cash. And, ooh, it's got chills. Sued. Someone's getting sued. Someone's feeling used. Someone is being used. Someone is being accused of something, falsely accused, because there's no two C's. Is there two C's in Q's? I think there is. I can't remember. Let's see. All right, I will stop here, and again, I will place these letters down on the bottom. Maybe you can find better clues than I can. All right. So this is a reading for Divine Feminines. Okay. I just got chills again. Spirits say, I'm here, because I think that last reading I did, same thing happened. I addressed it, and Spirit told me they're here. So, awesome. All right, Spirit, can you tell us what the general mode of the Divine Feminine watching is? What's their vibe? What's their general vibe of the Divine Feminine who needs to hear this message? Ooh. You got two. Okay. Red Garden. Oh, wow. And then the Gift in reverse. Wow. Do you see this? This is so gorgeous. Okay. First of all, number 8 is the soul number. That is like the soul lessons number. That is like karma path number. Okay, and see all the reds in both. So, and then the gift is number 23. That adds up to a 5. My head just got really light. For the person watching, looks like you're healing some inner child wounds, some old 3D programming, some might be a karmic cyclical situation, and or I'm hearing something. I'm not sure if I should say it right now, so I'm just gonna hold that back. And then the gift in reverse is whatever you're not healing. This last piece is a gateway to I'm hearing a door, a slew of gifts for somebody. And there's a lot of reds here, which has to do with the base chakra, healing old paradigms, feeling unsafe, feeling unprotected, not a stable foundation. These are old wounds, okay, for the person watching. All right, let's see. I'm gonna read from the book. This deck is really interesting, but they have, I'm not exactly sure what their descriptions are. So this is the Oracle of the Mystical Moments by Katrine Stein, I think that's what it says. Weltstein, sorry. Katrine Weltstein. I don't know. Trippy, huh? Alright, let's read. Where are we? Alright, let's see. This one is the Red Garden number, what I say it was? 8. Red Garden, 8. Oh, opened right to it. Awesome. Gratitude, pleasure, and happiness. So, on this card, we see a woman strolling through a garden full of flowers. The description doesn't really go too much. It just kind of tells you what you're looking at. It doesn't go into the meaning of it. So the meaning this person writes down is gratitude, pleasure, and happiness. And then the gift is number 23. Number 23, gift is in reverse. All right, whimsy, excitement, curiosity, gift. This, I feel, this is something that you've been hiding. This is something that you don't want to look at. This is something you've swept under the rug. All right, we'll get another card on that. Let's see. Okay. Actually, I'm going to get it from here. Ooh, and actually, I'm going to get it from here. The gift. Ooh, pride made a appearance really quick. What's with the gift in reverse, Spirit? Oh my golly! Wow. This is a doorway. This is a doorway. Look at that. The red garden gets knocked down. So this is like the tower getting knocked down when your red garden is getting knocked down by this piece of truth that's been hidden for so long. Look at the healing card came up right against that. So, oh, I just got chills. This healing path is actually a gift that you're running from, okay? All right, let's see, hold on. This person, I feel, has had their, I guess that's you. This person, I'm getting chills. This person has had their life under an ecosystem, okay? And you have, it's like one sudden move, and you fall into fear, you fall into, discontent, you fall into whatever low vibe that, programming that you've adhered to up to this point. That's where you go. That's automatic, okay? This is what I'm feeling, and it came up really quick. Okay, temptations is here. You're tempted to, not not look at the situation, right? Because you can just run away from it, and you can walk. You've been sidestepping it for a long, long time. For the person I'm reading this for, wow, wild. Okay, we'll see what that is shortly. And all right. And then self-love is in reverse with unleash your creativity. Okay. Wow. Whatever it is that you are running from, this is a gateway, okay? This is a huge gateway to do things differently than you've done, than you have. I'm gonna look and see what the temptations in the wild is about. Oh wait, I didn't see this one. Selling out. Okay, so selling out flew right like against the wall, so to speak. So you are at a breaking point as far as whether to look at this or not, whether to heal this or not, okay? And Spirit has pushed you to the wall to heal this. Look at this person. She's, you know, bloodied and battered, and she's all kissed out, and, you know, she's not even in her body anymore. She's sold out. She ignored it. She gave up on it. She gave up on it. I just dropped this card. She gave up on the idea of the gift. She gave up on the idea of you know, things could be better, that there's something, you know, ahead for her, for you. You know, you've forgotten that. You know, I feel this person is so stuck with just running away from whatever they're running away from. Is this, you know, it didn't even matter. It's like, you know, you hit the wall and still not looking at it, right? You'd rather kiss the wall than, you know, look at the situation and heal from it. There's a lot of running going on. All right, let's see. I'm going to see what that temptations in the wild card is about. Okay. I feel like for some of you, that's the way you've done things, right? It's like, you know, take things as they come, you know. I'm open, I'm free, you know, so you just kind of like do whatever it is at the moment, you know, whether that was healthy for you or not. That's what I'm hearing. Spirit, can you tell me more about the temptation in the wild card? I'm going to get it from here, but let's see. Adjacent possibilities. So I feel this is what is stating what I just said. You know, for the person watching, you've always just kind of, you know, went by the seat of your pants, you know, because you feel you ran from whatever your secret, your, you know, this gift. You ran away from it for so long, and just, you know, just whatever else was around next, it was, you know, to see what was going to come up next, because you don't want to address it, right? I'm going to get a couple cards on that, actually. Spirit, can you tell us more about the gift in reverse? Actually, I'm going to take it from here. This is the gift in reverse, Spirit. For the person watching. Choices. You have a choice. You always have a choice, right? And my thing's about to run out of juice. You always have a choice. And you have chosen to not look at that. Why? You are running so hard. Why? Let me take it from here. Clarity came out to my right. You just chose not to look at it. Yeah, this is a gateway. This is a gateway. Look at this. The chakras, your light body will light up when you come through those doors. But it's a matter of you wanting to heal this or not. Pause to receive. You have to choose. You have to choose to want this. at the end of the day, right? And it's your beacon to shine. I mean, did you see all those cards like coming through? It was like, you know, the door like swung wide open. It was like everything came out at it, you know, for you, not at you, okay? These gifts are coming out for you. Let's see. Hold on. What kind of healing are we talking, Spirit? What's this person running from? What is this person running from? Person watching. Why are they running so hard from their healing? Is this something that's good for them? Wow, okay. Ooh, pleasure came out again and in reverse. And then gifts came out again. Second card of gifts in reverse. And then self-esteem is in upright. And then partnerships and love is in reverse. Okay, I'm getting chills. The person who's watching, I feel Spirit saying that for the times that you have been in your connections, you know, sexually, and maybe leave, you know, leaping before, you know, just moving faster than the situation would have deemed it right, you know, because you used freedom as a reasoning, as your truth. You use freedom. But this person didn't choose wisely. Does that make sense? And because of your self-esteem issues, right? That Spirit wants you to look at. Because the more you love yourself, the more you will have your preferences, and you will be more particular, and not everyone will, you know what I mean? You are the prize. You are the prize. When you have healthy self-esteem, you have the prize, and you don't just give it away, okay? So for the person, I'm hearing this, I don't know who it's for, so if it's resonating with you, I'm not saying, I'm hearing Spirit saying that for the times that you have been loose, that you were not as, you know, where you didn't have self-control, and that's what it is. You didn't have self-control. You didn't exercise your own self-control. You kind of like let the situation take you in, so you would surrender to the situation as opposed to leading the situation. Does that make sense? You would acquiesce to your pleasures. You would acquiesce and give in to the momentary gratification of, you know, of temptation and you know, just irresistibility, when that irresistibility should have been about you. Does it make sense? It's like you draw the you draw the door to your value, right? You open the door to your value. You know, you tell you what it is. But if you're not in a healthy state of it, you know, it's going to lead you down a different path, right? Because look, you have 2 cards about self-esteem here, and you have 2 cards on gifts, and you have 2 cards on pleasures, actually maybe 3. This is all saying, is like, you know, clarity about your choices, you know, and for what you are offered, you know, what you don't always have to say yes, and you don't always have to say no, but you have to choose wisely, because you are the prize. You don't just give the prize away to anybody or anything, right? Even if you want it for the moment, you know, there is self-love, there is self-respect, right? What is it good for you? Is it good for you? I mean, your body is your temple, right? It's like an antenna for your spirituality, for your spirituality, right? And this is the epiphany, the higher self. When you are aligned to your higher self and you do come into your healing, you know, 20/20 hindsight, right? You're gonna look back and see, you know, where you were. But until then, you have to look. You have to even look, because there's a whole door full of surprises, gifts for you, right? Let's see what the Light Oracle has to say. Wow. Soul writing, and this came out in reverse. So for some of you, I'm hearing this. This is a doorway, right? This is a doorway you need to unlock, you need to open, you need to walk in, and you spent so much time walking away from that door and just kind of like, turning blind, put your blinders on and just keep walking, right? You might want to start, at least open the book and start journaling, okay? You need to open this door, and you are the key. And you have the choice to whether to, to open this book or not, or to go through this healing or not. But, I mean, clearly the universe has, had you smacked against the wall, right? Your nose has hit the wall. There's nowhere else to go but to look, right? And to go heal. So this is a way for you to get started, Start writing from your soul space, start some journaling. Open the door to yourself, okay? Open the door to yourself. That comes into, like, I'm seeing all these geometric shapes of the triangles as well. You need to heal the feminine side of yourself to bring in balance to your, to the divine masculine side of yourself, right? And either way, Spirit saying this is a way. This is a key. This is a doorway. Start journaling. Start writing. It will open up another door for you to go right on in and bring clarity. Okay. Let's see. What else? Where can we take this from? I wanted to take one from this deck. Actually, no, I don't. I want to take one from here. We'll take one from the Sufi Wisdom and see what Sufi Wisdom message can help here. Limitation is power. Okay, this came out in reverse. That goes with the pleasure card. Because I just got chills. If you have seen the last couple of readings I had, Spirit has been very regular with the message that I needed to bring, to remind everyone to go into their joy centers and their sacral centers, and then come into their heart space, right? Which equals passion. While that is a way in to cultivate courage, it was almost like being too open, and I don't want to say abuse the way in, right? Because the pleasure's in reverse. It was kind of overusing a way to come. It was overusing this avenue to be in touch with your pleasure center. It was overtaking, so it wasn't a balanced state. You know what I mean? You're taking pleasures with someone, casually. All right, that just kind of chops off the intimacy that that act is meant to give and provide, right? All right, let's see. Sufi Wisdom, what can you tell our divine feminine watching? Piece of wisdom to come forward to their healing. Accepting challenges. Trust your inner resources. All right, Spirit here is again encouraging you to go within, to heal that piece, okay? Whatever that is for you. You know what it is for you because you've been running from it forever. And, the divine is hinting at the fact that, this is you know, childhood based. It could be some past life wounds. It could be, you know, some karmic lessons. For some of you, yeah, my nose, I picked up on a scent just now, so that might be for some of you. All right, let's get a couple of, I wanted to get a card from Work Your Light to see what your maternal ancestral team has to offer you as far as wisdom and messages, okay? Ooh, I just got for some of you watching, I just heard Spirit say you were very imbalanced as far as the way you went about satisfying your pleasure center, okay? The way you connected with your pleasure center was not healthy, all right? Take that as it resonates for whoever that might be for. I knew that card was going to come out. Wow. Align your life is in reverse, and it says what is not aligned or what is not aligned and needs to change, right? So that came down from the self-love and then accepting challenges, okay? So yeah, definitely out of alignment in the sacral chakra and the pleasure center. And then Star Mother is in reverse as well. How can you mother yourself? So this came out, sorry, my grammar. Self-love, 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 self-love. Your maternal ancestral team is reminding you and encouraging you to heal that part of you. That part of you that needs healing really badly, that you've been running away from, and you know they are there. Your ancestral spirit team sees this for you, that you need to heal this piece, and they're encouraging you to come in, you know, to come in and come through, right? You got the beacon and the epiphany, you know, waiting for you when you come through that door, all right? Nothing and no one can make you do this. You have to want this for yourself, right? This is your comeuppance. Is that the word? Yeah, it's the comeuppance, and then you got to push yourself up. You have to push yourself up, all right? This is a co-creation. It's a co-creation, right? So yeah, you have to want this for yourself, and you got to create this for yourself, all right? So, all right, I hope that helped. I really do. Let me get a couple of more messages before I sign off here. Let's see. I'm going to get one from the Whispering Woods. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it from here. What is this last message, Spirit? Receiving from angels, all right, which goes in line with your ancestral team. So you are not alone. It might feel that way, and you know what? You've kind of like ignored your inner wounds for a long time, right? This is not a standoff here. You just need to say yes. You just need to look. You can at least pick up a pen and start writing. You know, I am, you know, whatever your name is. I feel, you know, you start from there. You start from there, you know, and then you can ask, you know, it's like, my joys are, I find, and then feel your words, you know, feel your words when they're really joyful. Feel your words when they, you know, bring you a lot of pleasure and put a smile on your face, you know. Focus on that feeling, right? Because all the other stuff, because, you know, no doubt your inner child wounds or whatever, whatever it needs healing is going to be coming up screaming at you, right? Look at me, you know, it's going to be screaming for your attention. So as long as you focus on your joy and pleasure center, get that started, everything else is going to fall in. Because believe me, you know, some part of you is dying to heal. That's why you're watching this video. This is why I felt this great need to come on and do this reading. All right, last message. Proceeding softly, and it's in reverse, okay? And it says, my inner power grows in moments of quietude. All right, this is going in with the healing card, also in reverse. You know, you can choose either way. It's your choice at the end of the day, you know, but Spirit is clearly telling you, you have a door full of surprises, you know, of the best kind. You know, they're from the divine. They're from the divine. You got a lot of gifts coming your way, but you need to make that first step, and you need to choose, you know, to healing for you, right? And choose to love yourself. Start with yourself and love yourself. Look at this card's in the center of everything, and I'm losing my voice already. All right. I hope that helped. I really, really do. Please help me build my channel. I really appreciate your time and spending time with me and catching some of these messages. Please stay in your heart space and keep shining as bright as you can. All right? Until next time, take care.